Minimalism is the movement that encourages you to live with less. Less stuff, less possessions, less clutter, and find more joy and more time to focus on what matters. So, what is minimalish? It's the grace-filled way of doing the same thing. Sustainable, realistic minimalism that actually makes sense for your life. The Minimalish Podcast is here to help you make life lighter, realistically. I'm your host, Desiree, and my passion is to help you create room for what matters to you by cutting the clutter and excess stuff in your home and your life. It's not just about decluttering and having a tidy home, but about how having less stuff will give you more time and more space to focus on creating the life you actually want to live. We'll talk about topics of minimalism, motherhood, simple, intentional living, and everything in between here on the show each week. Let's walk towards simple together. Hi friend, welcome to the Minimalish Podcast. I'm your host, Desiree, and today I'm going to talk about a simple cleaning routine that I have adopted over the past month that has really helped me. Look, I know that this is not the most exciting topic, especially if you're anything like me. I don't think cleaning is very fun, and I've never been one for cleaning when I'm stressed out or cleaning just because I enjoy it or any of those things. I also know that there are a lot of cleaning routine options out there already, and I've tried a lot of them, but here's the thing, I just couldn't stick to them. If you're really good at being an adult and have your own cleaning routine already, or even if you have a cleaning service take care of that for you, you are amazing. More power to you. But I want you to know that I'm going to talk about some mindset stuff at the end of this episode. I'm going to talk about mindset around cleaning and tidying. So stick around because you might gain something from that. Okay, before I get to the bulk of this episode, though, I want to remind you that if you're loving the show, share it. I'm so grateful when you screenshot yourself listening to the podcast and share it on Instagram. First of all, it makes me really happy to know that something I've put my heart into is something that you're enjoying. And also it helps the podcast reach new ears. So thank you so much for doing that. Make sure you tag me because I love to see how you're enjoying the episode as well. Okay, let's get to it. So this year, I decided to focus on one goal per month. My overarching theme for the year is thrive. That's my word for the year. And I want to thrive in my motherhood, thrive in my work, and I want to help other people I love and care for thrive as well. So when March came around, I knew it was time to focus on my home. Minimalism is really great for creating a tidy home. At least, sort of. I thought getting rid of so much of our stuff would help me have a perfectly tidy, peaceful home all the time. But guess what? We still have some stuff. That stuff still gets used. That stuff still needs taken care of. I mean, my tiny human likes to eat several times a day. There are lots of dishes, and she also likes to make crumbs everywhere. She likes to put her toys everywhere, and frankly, I try to blame her for the mess, but I really am responsible for at least a third of it too. I eat. I stay here in this home all day. I used to live like a tornado and just leave my stuff everywhere, so I have to watch because those bad habits can come back up, and I have to watch and make sure I'm not falling back into them. Because here's the thing, minimalism might help you have less clutter in your home, but minimalism won't clean your house for you. I mean, it would be nice if it did, but that's just not how it works. So while we might not have straight up clutter in our home on the average day, stuff still gets out of place every day. And there's a whole lot of mess that happens in this house on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. One day, I'll admit, I dream of having a cleaning service come in at least monthly. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also work from home, and honestly, it's hard to find time to knock out cleaning tasks that take longer when I'm busy creating things during nap time or teaching early in the mornings. And guys, I like to sleep too. So I'll admit, I'm the first to say that it's hard to find the time to do this. It's hard to find the time to clean. And it's hard, especially when I don't naturally find joy in it. And right now, as we're on a tight budget, a cleaning service just isn't in the cards. So I had to figure this out. And that's why I decided to kind of set my March goal around my home and keeping my home a little bit cleaner. I tried the set cleaning tasks to each day thing. That didn't work so much for me. I tried different cleaning schedules that other people had made up. It also just didn't really work. And it's not that their cleaning schedules aren't amazing. They are. I've had so many suggestions given to me on Instagram one day when I asked about it. And guys, there are some amazing cleaning accounts that you can follow out there. But because I'm still working on my mindset around cleaning, those cleaning routines just weren't working for me. So I think part of the problem, like I said, was me. I have trouble with motivation in this area. But I was kind of done with excuses because I know that as the parent that stays home, I was responsible for the bulk of this, and I needed to own up to that. So I knew it was time to think up something different. And I'm going to talk to you about it here right now. My simple cleaning routine that I came up with. And I also made a printable version of this that you can hang on your fridge or wherever and check it off each week if you want to try it yourself. If you don't want to reprint it every week, laminate it or frame it and use dry erase on the frame. So here's what to do to follow the cleaning routine that I've come up with. Make a list of all the cleaning tasks you want to get done weekly. Ideally, don't try to clean your ceilings if they're super high. Like, this is the stuff you need to get done on a weekly basis, not the stuff that needs done maybe like more monthly or quarterly. Don't be over ambitious with this. I stuck to like 10 things. So again, make a list of all the cleaning tasks you want to get done weekly. Then you are going to dedicate 20 to 30 minutes per day and work through the list. You'll set a timer and you'll see what can you get done if you just focus on the cleaning in that amount of time. Do not get on Instagram during that time. Do not do anything that would distract you from the cleaning unless something else needs your attention. Like if you're doing this while your children are awake, then obviously, you might have some interruptions that might take you a little bit longer, or you might get less done within that 20 to 30 minutes. But here is the catch. If you're feeling super motivated that day, get more items checked off the list. Sometimes for me, it's about momentum. So once I start, I might get more checked off that list that day. If you're feeling less motivated though, like you're tired, just stick to that 20 minutes and get something done. If there's something that really needs your attention that day, like a really messy kitchen, get that done that day so it doesn't keep building up. Instead of having set things to each day, we are attacking what needs done most, or maybe we're just like listening to ourselves and trying to decide, what do I feel motivated to do on this day? Of course, this is not going to work throughout the whole week. There is kind of a discipline that goes along with cleaning no matter what, especially if you're like me. You're not going to always feel like doing maybe anything, but that's the whole catch. There's 20 minutes a day, there's a list, and if you've already checked off something, you've got to go to the next thing that week. Hi friends, just popping in to tell you about that cleaning resource that I was talking about at the beginning of this episode. When you sign up for the cleaning resource, what you'll get is a printable explanation of what this cleaning routine that I've created is all about, what to do step by step, and then you will also get printable lists. So the first list you'll get is my homemaking list, but you'll also get a blank list template. You'll be able to fill in your own items if you just want to start from scratch and make your own list. You'll also get an exclusive audio file where I talk about my list and what's on my list and why it's on my list. And then you'll get a 3-day email course. You'll get an email with your free download, and then you'll get 3 emails for the 3 following days all about cleaning mindset and how to actually implement this, how to actually make a cleaning routine happen, and how to make it work for you. So if this is something that you think would help you and would add value to your life, head to DesireeEndries.com/cleaning routine, and that link is in the show notes, so you can just go right there and click it, and you will find this free resource. That's the first part of the cleaning routine. The next part is daily resets. So you've got your list, you've got your 20 minutes a day. Now we're adding daily resets. This is in addition to that 20 minutes, but if you get really good at it, it might just even fit within that 20 to 30 minutes. Do a quick surface tidy of each room that needs your attention as the day moves on. And you can do this in a number of ways. This is just kind of a definition of resetting rooms as I define it, at least. Kind of like just putting things back in their place. It's doing the daily maintenance things. So in the morning when I reset our bedrooms, I would make our beds and put away anything that has gotten out of place. When I do our nap time reset, I work on the dishes, although I kind of do that in the mornings. I try to do it throughout the day, but if I don't get to it, then that's when I'm working on the dishes, putting away Gemma's toys. So that's kind of what resetting actually is. It's just doing those daily maintenance things to keep things tidy and back in their place. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, but if you keep up with it, it does not take much time at all. In my conversation with Lauren Tucker of An Organized Life, which is in episode 16, she talked about how she resets each room as she leaves that room. My house personally is very small, so it has a layout where we're basically using the main 3 rooms all day. So instead of resetting each room as we leave it, I try to reset the upstairs in the mornings after we leave those rooms. I can't admit that they stay perfect till nap time because, again, my house is small. Sometimes we go back to those rooms and make more of a mess. But after we leave those rooms, reset the main level during Gemma's nap time or right before her nap time. And then I reset everything in the evening after dinner while Gemma is getting put down for the night, which is something that Nick does. So I'm able to kind of tidy up in that time. The morning tidy takes maybe 5 minutes. If I'm consistently on my resetting game, it only takes 5 minutes. If I let it go for a few days, it takes longer. But regardless, let's just say on the best day, it takes maybe 5 minutes. The middle of the day nap time reset, that takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how crazy things got that day. And the evening reset takes a little bit longer, 10 to 15 minutes. If dinner was somehow taking 15 pots and pans, which I don't even have that many pots and pans, but you know what I mean. It takes longer. But I'd say generally 10 to 15 minutes. So for resets, that's about 30 minutes total per day and 20 to 30 minutes per day for the weekly tasks. If you work outside of your home and your kids are out of the home most days, you'll have less resetting to do throughout the day. So hopefully it'll be less time for you since you're gone all day, because I realize that as a stay-at-home mom, I have more time to do these cleaning tasks. Whereas if you're outside of the home all day, you're obviously not going to have as much time to be cleaning, but hopefully your house isn't getting as messy. I will say that I'm not perfect. Did I check off every item on the list every week? Nope. I am not super mom. I also still don't love cleaning. And the difference, though, is that with this kind of list system and 20 minutes a day and the resets, the difference is that I've done more cleaning and I've been more aware of what needs my attention and what needs cleaned before it gets out of hand. The resets have been a big game changer this month because I've kept up with them every day. It's not something new to me. I've been doing it for a while, but now I'm just really keeping up with it, and that has become part of my routine. But with all of this, I quickly learned that motivation doesn't just come from a routine in itself. It has to come from somewhere else. And as I lived in a home that was cleaner and tidier than usual, my home and probably God started to work on my mindset around cleaning. First of all, I had more time and space to be creative, and I was happier when my house was tidier. My daughter was more creative and happy as well. Plus, I realized my husband came home less stressed. It took some of the cleaning load off of him because he's a natural doer, and if he sees a mess, he just gets after it. And so a lot of times he gets to something before I do because I naturally just complain about it for a while at first, and then I'll get to it, but sometimes he just gets to it before me. But he's gone all day, and his job is demanding, and I wanted to take that load off of him, which I'm still working on. So I changed my mindset around cleaning quite a bit in the month of March. There's a quote by Mother Teresa that reads, "Wash the plate, not because it's dirty, not because you are told to wash it, but because you love the person who will use it next. This quote is one that I need to frame and put up near my kitchen sink. It means so much to me. It is pretty much the summary of my mindset shift around cleaning. I love my home, and I love the people in my home, and I want them to thrive. We cannot thrive in a dirty, cluttered environment. I have the time and power to help us thrive through keeping our home a calm and tidy place. Now, the thing is, minimalism is not just about a clean and tidy home. It's about so much more than that. And I have an episode in the works about all of that. And you already know I talk about the deeper parts of minimalism on here because that's where the real life change happens. Getting rid of things creates space for us to create a life we actually enjoy. And for me, having a routine in place has helped me create a home that is a place my family can thrive in. It also has helped me take the pressure off of me. I'm not always thinking about what needs to be done. I just have my list and I check it off. It kind of ebbs and flows with when I feel like I have the most time and motivation, because I can then check off more on the list. Listen, we live in a culture that values pretty much everything other than homemaking. The idea of homemaking and creating a home environment to thrive in, for some reason, is outdated, but I really don't think it should be. I'm not saying that because you are a woman, you need to be a homemaker, but I am saying that the value of creating a home that is a peaceful environment that nurtures your family's ability to thrive is not lost. This is very important. This is life-changing even. It doesn't matter how it happens, whether it's cleaning routines or splitting the work with your spouse or hiring someone to help you get it done. Our lives all look very different. My point is that it is important, and if your house is overwhelming to you, do something about it. Find a routine that works. Find help. Whatever it is, just make it happen, because it is important. And I can almost promise you, you'll see a huge difference in your happiness and stress level, along with your families, if you take initiative on this. And whether you have help or need help or split the work or employ the help of your children, chances are you'll find yourself washing a dish or two, or 70,000, which is what it feels like to me. And when you do, check your mindset. Can you substitute gratitude for the typical annoyance you might feel with the task? Can you make a routine around it that will make it almost feel like self-care? Like, hey, listen to your favorite podcast while you wash. Find joy, however you can, in the task, and you'll be happier. Okay, that is all I have for today's episode. Reminder that my cleaning routine and checklist are available to you for download. There's also a blank checklist, but I just wanted to offer that to you. It comes with a description of how the cleaning routine works. And I also have the Mother Teresa quote hand-lettered in my shop for a digital PDF download. So check that out if you're interested, if that quote feels like something that you want to hang in your house as well. Because I actually, after I wrote out this episode, I decided I wanted it in my home, so I lettered it, and now you can get it too. And if you're loving the podcast, give it a rating or a review. That helps get new eyes and ears on the podcast, which is super helpful. I'm super grateful for you for listening, and extra grateful if you take the time to just hit those 5 stars real quick and go ahead and give a short review of why you love the podcast. All right, guys, I will talk to you next week, where I am talking to Teresa of Montessori in real life. And we talk a lot about child play spaces within the home and how you can involve your child in everyday tasks like cleaning, and how you can just really create a home environment that is both minimal but child friendly and fosters play. And I just really love our conversation. She has been really inspiring to me in the way that I've created our small home to be inspiring to Gemma for her play time and for independent play and for learning. So definitely don't miss that episode next week. I can't wait to share it with you all. All right, I hope you have a great day, friends, and I will talk to you next week.